Good morning once again, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic here on Mike Avery Outdoors. My name is Mike Avery, and as always, glad to have you along with us. If you're watching live or if you're tuning in to the recorded version, it's a pleasure to have you along on a Wednesday morning here that in my part of the world is kind of cold, but sunny. Had another snowstorm the other day. I'm thinking it was our last for this part of the state. If you live in the North Country, you may well have one or two more. Good morning, John. How are you? How are things over at CMU, Tim? Good morning. How are you, Tim? And Jen. Tim, I was in Costco last night, Randy, and good morning. And they've got the drones back in. Carl, good morning. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. There's DJI Mavic 2 packages. Captain Todd Martin, nice to have you along with us. Paul, always a pleasure. Haven't heard from you for a while, Paul. Gary, James. John's on spring break. Robert, good morning. Jerry, good morning. Andrew, good morning to you as well. Pleasure to have you along with us. Bernie, always a pleasure. Nice to have you with us as well, as I'm here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio to record this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes coming up. I'll let you know. Jason checking in from the Ira Township Fire Department. Jim, it was nice to meet you. Nice to talk with you. Congrats on getting that charter captain's class. I think you're going to enjoy that. Ed Bolanowski, good morning, my friend. How are you? Thank you for your generosity at the Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner the other night. Jimmy, good morning. How are you? Ed, here's something interesting. We had that wonderful event Saturday night, right? Sunday. Oh, the event was wonderful. Scott, good morning, checking in from the Everglades. Ross, good morning. Thank you as well for your generosity, my friends. Here's something really interesting, and I'm very, very thankful this didn't happen earlier. Our event was at Bay Valley Resort. Sunday night, Bay Valley closed their doors. They say it's for renovations. I don't believe it. Spider Lake checking in. The fish are still biting. Ross said he had an amazing time. Can you imagine, though, Ross, if they would have closed their doors just a couple of days earlier? Good morning, Chris. How that would have left us. Danny, good morning. 2 weeks. Good for you, Jim. Yeah, Ed, a big OMG. I don't know about bankrupt. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that. All I know is there's a sign on the front door that says, "Our doors are closed. Sorry for any inconvenience. Closed for renovations." Doug, how are things in Cincinnati? I am so thankful that they didn't close 2 days earlier. What a mess that would have done. I think we were their last event, Tim. You're right, Ross. I think they were waiting for our event, and thank God they waited for our event. Good morning, Craig. Thank you for your generosity Saturday as well. If you're just joining us, Craig, Bay Valley closed their doors Sunday. Deborah says, happy birthday, Danny Johnson. Danny, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Danny. Happy birthday to you. Danny says it was a great event. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate that. And you've seen your share of very nice events. I know that. But I really was very pleased with the support of my advertising partners, support of my friends, many of you who are on here right now, Brian included. Brian, good morning. How are you? I can't thank you enough for stepping up and supporting Trinity. Ross says his dad is so excited for the crossbow. Brian says it was a great event, a great evening. It was a wonderful evening. God continues to bless the event. Now looking down the road, and I realize it's a year away, I think we probably should start looking for another venue. I just don't think we can trust that Bay Valley will be there next year. Good morning, Jim. How are you? Martin, Mad Jack checking in over on YouTube. Appreciate that, Mad Jack. I saw some turkey strutting on the way in this morning. Mike on the mic. Mike says, Mike, what day is it? Well, it's hump day. Forward Corporation has where, Ross? Yeah, we can't go way up to Forward for that. Ed says maybe they thought they couldn't top that event, making a trip to Duncan's to pick up the ammo we won. Well, while you're in Duncan's, you better spend some more money. Early turkey success. Am I going to be at the Grand Rapids show? No, I will not be. Saturday and Sunday, we are. I have pastor interviews, and Friday I have a meeting with a potential advertising partner. So, no, I'm not going to make it. John, how are you? I heard about your accident. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry you couldn't make it on Saturday, but I understand now. But how are you doing? How are you doing? That's the question. Nate, good morning from the Akiak or from Akiak. Lots of red-winged blackbirds, yes, and they were singing in the snowstorm the other day. You're doing okay. You're home. Okay. All right. Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with you, my friend. Good morning, Mike. Thank you for showing up Saturday night as well. It was nice to see you and Jackie. The thing of it is, Ross, we could go over to the LFA hall, but it just wouldn't be the same. I mean, Bay Valley was nice, and Deidre and the entire crew were able to put on a very nice, wonderful event. And if we go over to a hall, it just won't be the same. So we're scrambling. Now, obviously, we have a year to put this together. So they kept the doors open long enough to have our event, and we are very thankful for that. Again, doing some time shifting here in the studio, and unfortunately, I think we're going to be doing this for a couple of more weeks. I don't like to do it. So the show that we are recording this week won't air until the weekend of the 19th. John Cleveland from Daredevil, Eppinger, Michigan-based company, will be along, and on the 19th, Nick Grillo, Ali Shakur, Eric Hilliard of the DNR, Russ Clark from Seahawk Charters down in St. Joe. Going to record an Angler Quest podcast that I will be able to upload probably tomorrow with professional angler Kurt Schilling. But the show that we're recording will not air until the 19th. But again, thank you to all my friends who are on here right now who were with us Saturday night. It was a great event. Really appreciate it. Don't forget this weekend, daylight saving time. Love it or hate it. Pat's not a big fan. Pat says hate it. No gray area for Pat. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Good morning, Robert. How are you? Jerry checking in from Algonac. Jim, I'm so happy you were able to get into class here in just a couple of weeks. Where are you taking that class, by the way, Jim? Oh, follow up on the Trinity dinner for the next week or so. If you go to versaskins.com, versaskins.com, Mike says really enjoyed it. In caps. We enjoyed having you there. Jason, good morning. How are you? How are things in the Sioux? How long before you got the boat out, Jason? Versaskins.com, use the promo code Avery30. Robert says he hates daylight saving time. Versaskins.com, promo code Avery30 to get 30% off on the website for the next week or so, at least. Good enough that I canceled the home care company. I like to believe I'm ambitious. Some people would say just hard-headed, but I can manage myself. And in the afternoon, my daughter comes home from school. She says, all right. Thank you for the update, John. Carlton checking in. 3 feet of snow up here. Eli from a great company from Dearborn. Bay City. Excellent. Switching. Craig says he doesn't like switching back and forth. 3 feet of snow in the Sioux still. Bernie, is Michigan Brand Meat's new venue going to serve venison? The new venue. Help me out. Over at the Loons Park? Yeah, Michigan Brand announced that they are the official provider for the Loons for this summer and beyond, I think. Are they going to serve venison, bear, and I don't know what they're going to have. I don't know. But Nick Grillo, we'll be talking to Nick today, and Nick will be on Wednesday Night Live with us tonight to give away another ham for Easter. By the way, and I'll get this out there right now, and I'll talk about it extensively tonight on Wednesday Night Live. If you've won in the last year, please don't enter. other people share in the winnings. I can't get over the 3 feet of snow. Gotcha, Jim. Eppinger, Daredevil, a Dearborn Company, and the classes in Bay City. Thank you, Jim, for helping me get that through my mind. That's where I took my class, was in Bay City. And Jim, is John teaching your class, John Littlefield? Jason said, could you send me more info on the Walleye for Warriors when you have a chance? I'll give it to you right now, Jason. The website is walleyesforwarriors.org. I know there's no such word as walleyes, but the website is walleyesforwarriors.org. Captains are signing up now. I've already signed up, and I think they're opening it up in April for participants. Yes, John Littlefield. You're going to love that. John is a very, very interesting guy, and he makes the class as fun as it can be and as easy as it can be. It's not easy, but he makes it as easy as it can be. Yeah, I'm really excited for you. I'm really happy for you. You're going to have fun, Jim. Ed, my wife found a venison-based dog food, 0% garbage. Ah, nice. Mike says, waiting for the vets to sign up would be a great day. It is a great day. Brian says, you'll love the class. Brian took the class as well. John, sucker fishing event you posted seems interesting. It does. I was happy to post that. It does seem interesting. I mean, sucker runs. Is there any truer sign of spring? Well, yes, red-winged blackbirds, although the Red Wings were singing in the snowstorm the other day. Ed, you signed up as a boat captain, didn't you? Marty, airborne angler, has some great photos from the bay yesterday. It looks pretty wiped out. You're done. Yeah. Although I saw a guy who was fishing at the mouth of the Saginaw River yesterday and bragging about it. D Freighter Watcher, does he ever look at YouTube chat or on his Facebook? Whenever I watch, he completely ignores YouTube. Are you talking to me, D Freighter? And I'm talking to you right now on YouTube, so I don't think I completely ignore YouTube, do you? I respond to anybody who comments from any platform, and I'm responding to you, D Freighter Watcher, right now. So no, I don't ignore YouTube. In fact, I was talking to Mad Jack earlier on YouTube, so I don't want to say I resent your comment, but I don't think it's bad. I take issue with your comment. Thank you, Pat. Ross, Dad is coming up Sunday for dinner, but we're also going to shoot his crossbow. Wonderful. Good morning, Captain Mark. How are you? Thank you, Mark, again, for your donation of your walleye fishing trip on the Detroit River to our Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner. You were one of the top 5 most profitable online auction items, and thank you for that. Vassar checking in. Billy, good morning. How are you? When will you start fishing Detroit, Mark? I know you're not out on Saginaw Bay right now. Rich, good morning. Rich says, thank you. Good morning, Mike. Thank you to all our supporters that made our Wild Game Dinner a huge success. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier, Rich. I think everybody who was involved at Trinity who put it on, the volunteers, and I have to thank my advertising partners who stepped up and my friends who stepped up and were so generous. April 1st, you start through May 15th. Would encourage anyone not to take any cast too small. Have both feet in cast, 2 fractured vertebrae falling just 6 feet in your backyard. Hard to believe. Still consider myself lucky regardless. Just a harsh reminder. Joe, Mike, what day is it? It's hump day. John, thank you for that. I appreciate your reminder. I have had a couple of falls myself and been hurt pretty bad from it. So I understand what you're saying. Yes, any simple task, going up into a tree stand, you've got to take it seriously. Yes, absolutely. And John, I appreciate the reminder. Thank you so much for that. So anyway, on the way into the studio this morning, I saw turkeys strutting. That was nice. I haven't heard a gobble yet, but I saw them strutting out in the field. I got my tag ZZ, and yes, I paid the extra $5 to make sure I got it. And online people are saying, you're a fool. Johnny Bowler, it was so nice to see you Saturday night, my friend. Thank you, Johnny, for your generosity. Ross paid some big money to go hunting with you. Johnny, you brought down the cornhole boards that got a nice price. You offered up your donation of your bear or deer hunting trip. It fetched a nice price. Thank you, Johnny Bowler, my friend, for your support of Trinity. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. In my case, that's for sure. All right, Ross, have a great day. And again, thank you for your support Saturday night, Ross. When and if you get a chance, check out the Amscor Rock Island 206. I burned through 2 boxes of 38 specials, no issues. Okay. All right. This is a look behind the scenes here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. So you get to watch us do an audio check. We do this to make sure when the show fires up that we actually have audio, right? Yeah. One time we didn't do it, and we got burned on it. So we make sure we do it every time. What else? Going back to my why do I pay the $5 instead of just buy the tag later? Here's why, for 2 reasons. Number one, I love turkey hunting too much to take a chance that season would be sold out and I wouldn't get a tag. That's the number one reason. The second reason is I don't hate the DNR enough to use the $5 fee as an excuse not to get my tag early. All right, Johnny, we'll do it again next year. We don't know where we'll do it next year, but we hope to do it again next year, the first Saturday in March. The venue at this point, that's the big question. We'll find someplace. We will find someplace. Tim says, it's your money, spend it any way you want. I love turkey hunting. It would break my heart to find out that because I was too cheap or too mad at the DNR to spend $5 to apply early for my license and then find out I wasn't going to be able to hunt. That would be a boneheaded move, in my opinion. If you want to do that, that's fine. Like Tim says, do what you want. We need more of that attitude in the world. Do what you want, right? But don't chastise me because I made sure that I got my tag. Doug says it's only $5. What else what else could I do? Well, the tag is more than $5, but the $5 guarantees that I get it. Jim says it was generous of you to offer a second trip on the Angler Quest to your second highest bidder. Thank you, Jim. The high bidder paid $1,000. The second highest bidder was at $995. So I said, you know what? If you guys both want to do $995, I'll give away 2 trips. Jim, to be honest with you, it gives me another excuse to go fishing. Craig says, hey, $5, only a gallon of gas. Pretty soon, Craig, pretty soon. I think we can count on it. Yeah, so for the price of a gallon of gas, I am guaranteed that I can be turkey hunting from April 23rd through the end of May. I think for $5, I think that's a smart move. So, well, it'll be tough, Danny. I mean, there are some halls we could go to, but it probably wouldn't be as nice. There is another venue we could go to that would be very nice, but also extraordinarily expensive. And keep in mind, this is a fundraiser, so we're being careful with how we spend our money. Brent, good morning. It was nice to see you and Tracy Saturday night as well. Robert says, I wouldn't mind hearing how to get into turkey hunting, maybe a show topic. I tell you what, Robert, in the Ask Avery segment on the show that will air the 19th, which is the show we're recording today, I will talk more about that. That is the last segment in the second hour. D. Freighter Watcher, he usually always responds on YouTube, but I've noticed on giveaways, I think it's, I think because, and that's true, I can't deny that. If we see comments, they are included in the drawing. So like when Nick Grillo goes on tonight, he will be able to see your comments from YouTube, Mad Jack. Zilwaukee Hall. We really don't want to go to a hall, Craig. Great kitchen. Okay. Well, we're going to have to look at some. We're probably going to have to look at other options, right? That's what it comes down to. We are not discriminating against our YouTube watchers. Trust me on that one. And you're right, though, Mad Jack. I don't remember anybody from YouTube winning. But because we have probably 50 times more viewers on Facebook than we do YouTube, it just makes sense that more winners would be drawn from YouTube. Forest Edge Banquet Center at Auburn. Yeah, but I don't know about their kitchen, Tim. I mean, all these options, and maybe it's too early. Maybe Bay Valley will pull it together. I have my doubts. And we certainly can't take a chance on a venue that's not going to be there. But let's focus on this year. This event went very well. And again, I thank you for everybody involved. I thank you for my advertising partners. I thank you for my friends who are on here right now for your generosity. We do certainly appreciate it. 30 seconds. Hey, Lost Glove Farms. How are things in Newaygo? Got my last wood duck house put up, and now we have new occupants already. That's pretty cool, Robert. All right, so here in just a few seconds, I'm going to switch my focus from this behind the mic to recording the radio show that will air the weekend of the 19th. We're doing some time shifting. I'm not a big fan of it, but we have to. One, blast off. Golden Glow on M52. Yeah, that's so far out of the way. We got to have some place that's easy to get to. Bay Valley was perfect. Hunting licenses are a bargain. I agree. It's all good. Oh, I know, Mad Jack. I know. All right, my friends. I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to do a radio show. The radio show that airs the weekend of the 19th. I will see you tonight, 7 o'clock, for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. We'll give away a Michigan brand ham, and maybe somebody watching from YouTube will win. All right, my friends, have a good day. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine radio show right here on the Outdoor Magazine radio network on more than 30 radio stations across the great state of Michigan. And glad to have you along with us as we continue this celebration of the outdoor lifestyle in the great state of Michigan and sometimes beyond. As I look at the rundown this week, we're staying right here in the great state of Michigan. All corners of the great state of Michigan, by the way. We continue to do some time shifting here in the Outdoor Magazine studio. And I only bring it up because we're recording a little ahead of a normal schedule. And that means if something big happens in the outdoor news and I'm not talking about it, I apologize. But it's because maybe it hasn't happened yet. I don't like to record this far in advance. I said that last week. I think probably for the next couple of weeks, we will have to continue to do it. It's a necessity. But hey, better to record a week and a half in advance than, even more. So I appreciate you being along with us. Listen, again, time shifting causes some problems here. And at this point, this is a little bit bad, old news. But I have to say a big thank you to everybody who was involved in our big Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner and fundraising auction. It was a big, big success. A big success. So many people were so generous in their time, in their donations, in their bids. I can't thank you enough. God continues to bless that event. A lot of my advertising partners, so many of my friends showed up and were just so generous. And I'm not gonna go through the list here on the air for fear that I might miss somebody. But you know who you are. And I appreciate it so very, very much. Plans are at this point to have another another event next year, probably the first Saturday in March. Lots and lots of details have to come together before we can lock that in. But we've got a year to worry about it. So let's just concentrate and let's just enjoy and let's just be thankful for the event that we had. And I am certainly thankful. Again, thank you very much. Along that line, though, following up, VersaSkins. Paul Perone from VersaSkins was there that night, and he has put a special in place for the next week or so. If you go to versaskins.com, use the promo code Avery30, you can get 30% off everything on the website for the next week or so. Versaskins.com, promo code Avery30. On the way into the studio this morning, I saw turkeys strutting. The first birds I've seen this year. That got me excited. I haven't heard any gobbles yet, but I saw birds strutting. There was a flock of birds out in the field, and they were in strut, and that got me even more excited. Now, the field that they were strutting in had a little bit of snow on it because, well, we did get some snow here in my part of the world just the other day. In doing behind the mic here in the studio, talking with some friends up in the UP, they said there's still 3 feet of snow in the Sioux. Oh, and I have to be careful. You know, in a normal week this time of year, conditions can change so fast. When we're doing time shifting like we are right now, who knows what the weather will be? But again, I'll go back to we're moving in the right direction. The red-winged blackbirds were singing their heads off in the pond behind the house the other day, even during the snowstorm. So they knew what was coming. But I saw those birds strutting, and it made me very, very glad that I got my tag. I paid the extra $5 to apply early to be assured that I would get tag ZZ, the Southern Michigan private land season that runs for 6 weeks, basically, from April 23rd through the end of May. What is that, 5 weeks? And when I posted it online, I was criticized. People said, well, you're a fool. Why did you give, Avery, why did you give the DNR $5 for no reason when you can buy that tag after the fact? Well, there are 2 reasons I did that. Number one, I like turkey hunting so much. I look forward to it every year. I like it too much to take a chance that that season could sell out and I would be left without a tag in my pocket. I'm not willing to do that for $5 for the price of a gallon of gas these days. I'm not willing to take that chance. The second reason is I don't hate the DNR so much that I'm going to take a chance on hosing myself over a $5 bill, a gallon of gas. I'm not going to take the chance. And look at it. If you hate the DNR and you're willing to roll the dice, almost assuredly you could get ZZ over the counter. I don't deny that. Personally, I'm not going to take a chance. I wait all year long to go turkey hunting. And I like to be out there the opening day of the season. I know that the month of May is a very productive time to be hunting birds. Because last year I hunted from the opening day of the season right into May, and the birds reacted completely differently in May. It was like I was hunting the same property, the same blind, probably the same birds, and they reacted to my calls and came in with a vengeance in May, whereas in April they wanted nothing to do with me. I get that. But the thought of having a turkey season open in Michigan that I was eligible to hunt and that I wasn't out there breaks my heart. I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine it. And I will be out there turkey hunting more like deer hunting. I don't run and gun with a shotgun. I tend to set up in an area where I know there are birds, and I'll be hunting out of that Primal Tree Stands Wraith See-Through 270. I love that blind. And I'm going to be using a crossbow. And you can say, oh, Avery, why aren't you sticking with a recurve? Because the truth of the matter is, as much as I love the recurve, I had lost confidence in it because I wasn't shooting it enough to be proficient enough to make a quick, clean, humane shot that we owe the animal, any critter that we're hunting. And I just wasn't confident. Don't really want to pick up a shotgun, so I'm gonna use a crossbow. It'll be a Michigan-made dart and crossbow. I've killed birds with a shotgun. I have nothing against it. God bless you if you use a shotgun. It's just not a tool that I want to use. And let's not turn turkey hunting into what deer hunting has become, where we're shaming fellow hunters. However you choose to hunt turkeys, whatever method you choose, whatever tool you choose, whether it's a shotgun, a recurve, a longbow, a crossbow, God bless you. Get out there and have fun and enjoy it. And I will. I will. You can bet on that. Now, maybe I'll be lucky and I'll get a bird early enough in the season in April where I won't have to be out there in May during the mosquito season. I've always joked about May being the mosquito season. And it is. That's why they make Thermacells. And if you haven't used a Thermacell, you believe me, they are the real deal. And I have no affiliation with Thermacell at all, but they are the real deal. If you're turkey hunting in the spring or bear hunting in the late summer, you're going to want a Thermacell. But I'm excited. And when I saw that bird strutting out in the field, actually 2 birds strutting out in that field today, it got me even more geeked. And glad that I spent the $5 to make sure that I got the tag. I don't understand the mindset that some people have about this hatred for the DNR, and you wouldn't give them an extra 50 cents if you could avoid it. I don't get it. But again, I'm not going to shame you over it. If that's your attitude, fine, but don't shame me because I spent $5 to guarantee I was going to get a tag. What else is going on now? Steelhead fishing. Oh my goodness. What a great time of year it is to go to be steelhead fishing. Walleye in the rivers, the connecting rivers. I'm thinking St. Clair and Detroit River, right? Great Lakes if you can get out there. Wednesday night lives. We're giving away a Michigan brand ham for Easter. That'll happen right out up until Easter. Thank you, Nick Grillo and the Grillo family of Michigan brand meats. Also, this Wednesday night live, I think the 23rd coming up. Amy Trotter from MUCC will join me if you have questions for her about that organization, about what's going on in the outdoors in the state, about why things are done the way they are. Tune in for that. You can always reach me via email, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com with questions, comments, criticisms, concerns, gripes. Let's hear it. I'm open. Coming up after the break here on Outdoor Magazine, John Cleveland of the Eppinger Company out of Dearborn, Michigan. Michigan-based Eppinger. Been making Daredevil spoons for what? I don't know how long. Forever. And then Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand will join us at the end of the hour to remind us about the Michigan Brand hams for Easter. And in fact, he's going to be perch fishing today as we're recording the show. Oh, what else? Ali Shakur coming up at hour number 2. Eric Hilliard of the DNR. Russ Clark checking in from the St. Joe River. And Dave Miner all coming up this week right here on Outdoor Magazine. All right. Have a good day, my friends. Marty says he's patiently waiting for the ice to go away so he can get in the boat. Chad says he likes the late season, getting that big old lonely Tom. Yes. Yes, and that's what I saw firsthand for the first time last season. That's what I was talking about, Chad. Birds that would not respond earlier in the year. In May, they're like, where are you? I'm coming to get you. Matt Schock, thank you for your generous donation. And thank you for showing up Wednesday night. It was a Saturday night. It was a pleasure to see you. Appreciate it. All right, my friends, listen, have a good day. We will talk to many of you hopefully today at Wednesday Night Live, 7 o'clock. For another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Maybe we'll draw the Michigan brand ham winner, the Easter ham, from one of our YouTube viewers. And maybe it'll be somebody from Facebook. All right, my friends, have a good day. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk to you tonight on another edition of Wednesday Night Live.